landscape. For your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI. I'm your host, Emmanuel Rose. Today we have Jake Smolarek, a seasoned business coach with over 20 years of entrepreneurial experience. With a no-nonsense approach, Jake empowers ambitious founders and executives to scale their businesses and cultivate the mental resilience needed for meaningful success. His innovative frameworks, Vision GPS, No 0% Days, and the 10-80-10 rule have reshaped the strategies of countless leaders. Originally from Poland, Jake has built a remarkable career in the UK, sharing invaluable lessons through coaching, speaking, and podcast experiences. Let's dive into the conversation. Jake, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you bet. Well, it's an interesting time in the business world with the dynamism of AI, and I guess how have you adapted your frameworks to help create some structure for executives who are trying to figure out what to do with these AI tools?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, everything is changing, right? Especially like in marketing. Everybody's talking about AI. Not a lot of people actually talking how to use it properly.
Yeah.
As we all know, most people, they scratching the surface with even just ChatGPT, not even talking about Perplexity or all other AI tools. So yeah, it's very important to know how to actually use those tools properly. I always explain this to my clients.
Yeah, and so what's the framework like? Where do you start, and what's the process, and where are you hoping to get people at the end of the kind of the project?
Yeah, well, it depends on the project, depends on the client. One of my favorite frameworks is the Vision GPS. Vision is something that you want. Sometimes I have people coming to me and I will start explaining the Vision GPS, and they are like, "Oh, listen, Jake, I'm not a visionary person. I can't, vision in my head. What is it that I want?" And I have to explain. Well, you see, vision equals your life for the next 70, 60, 50 years. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So don't tell me bullshit that you can't imagine. It's basically planning your life. So this is what you want. You call it however you want: dream, vision, life, next 70 years, however you want to call it. But this is what it is. And the GPS, it's an acronym from goals, planning process, and systems.
Yeah.
So goals, I probably don't have to explain goals. We all know goals. If we're talking to entrepreneurs, most entrepreneurs understand goals, right? Long-term goals and short-term goals and mid-term goals, etc., etc. Obviously, SMART goals. That's ideal situation,
Yep.
And the P in that GPS is my favorite because it's called planning process, not plan. A lot of people have plans. And pandemic was one of the best examples to show the difference between a plan and a planning process.
Right.
So the P in my framework is based on an amazing book called The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
It's a very old book, but
Yep.
it's a very good book, which basically says you have to watch what's going on all the time, and then you have to adapt. It's the same like what's going with AI at the moment. If you're not adapting to what's going on, you will be left behind. I was talking to SEO agency owner this week, and this guy, he's doing SEO. it is 2010 or 2015. And I said to him, like, listen, it's 2025. What you've been doing 10 or 15 years ago is just not working anymore. And whatever you are doing now in 2 years' time will be obsolete, because everything is changing. Even Google is switching from SEO results to LLM results, so large language model results. Or that's why LLMO is so important. Large language model optimization is, in a simple world, is basically SEO for machines, SEO for AI, SEO for ChatGPT and other AI tools. And then going back to the Vision GPS, so we've got goals, we've got the planning process, and the S is for systems. SEO is a system, for example. Google Ads are systems. Meta Ads are systems. Using different systems every day is crucial. And once you build that GPS, you have proper goals, you have a proper planning process in place, and then you have different systems working for you. It's almost impossible to not achieve your vision, not to achieve whatever you want. Is it easy? No. Is it simple? It's fairly simple, but it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Well, how did you work to build this framework, Jake?
I figured it out that most people, they will plan their wedding, they will plan their holidays or vacations, but they will never plan their life, because they say like, oh, things happen in life, you can't predict it. It's like, no. Like the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle says, I think, yes, there's 20 room for things that will happen. You just can't predict it. Like, there's a very good book by Nicholas Taleb called The Black Swan.
Yep.
And the Black Swan book is basically talking about things like pandemic, right? We just couldn't predict it. Well, funny enough, we actually could, but that's another conversation. Let's not go into it. But most people, they couldn't predict that such a thing will happen. So you have to have the 20% room that, like, hey, things will happen. Make sure that you are as much ready as you can for those things. But 80% in your life, you can actually plan.
Right.
You can actually create it. Someone long time ago said, like, if you want to have a happy future, plan it, create it. But most people, they don't do it. That's why I created that Vision GPS. I just wanted to show people a simple framework, well, simple enough to understand that, listen, there's if you follow those simple steps, let's call them steps, it's not that actually difficult to be successful if you want to. Whatever success means to you. Success means, yeah.
So have you built this this framework into a questionnaire, or is it interacting with a GPT, or what is it? The deployment actually look like for this planning my life?
It's very simple, because first of all, I will ask people, like, what is it that you want? And most people, they quite vague. They like, well, I want to travel. I was like, okay, can you be a little bit more specific? Oh, I love traveling. Right. I love when I have people coming to me for a coaching session, and I would ask, like, okay, so yeah, I love traveling, and I would ask, like, okay, how many holidays do you have booked? How many vacations are booked, in your schedule, or scheduled in your calendar? And they say, like, well, nothing at the moment. Well, clearly traveling is not your passion,
right?
Or you're very poor at time management and planning.
Right.
Because if you really love traveling, you would have, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 vacations scheduled in your calendar. So vision is different to different people. Some people want to be billionaires. There's nothing wrong with it. Some people want to be millionaires. Some people just want to be happy, but they can't even explain what happy means to them. So we have to answer those kind of difficult questions, like, what is it that you want? What do you want to do with your life for the next 50 years? And I know it's a big thing, but I like to think long term, because if you know what you want to do with your business, with your life, with your relationships, everything, in the long term, the short term decisions will be completely different. Completely different. If you know where you're going, You know, now that you can make quicker decisions and better decisions. Most people procrastinate because they don't see that big vision. They
Yeah.
don't see that long-term vision, and so it's very difficult for them to make a decision because they're like, oh my god, the fear of missing out. What if I'm going to leave the money on the table? And I always ask, how about if what if you find a different table, a bigger table with more money on it?
Right.
Right? Sure,
Yeah.
you have to leave that table, but you will get something else. Because again, you can't have everything, but you can have everything that is important to you.
Yeah. Understood. Well, what do the next years look like for you, Jake? What are you working on?
I'm, to be honest with you, I'm quite heavily working on the SEO for the AI, which is
Yep.
LLMO.
Yep.
I love it. It's really fascinating. It's for my coaching business. It's for my construction business. Well, actually, I'm not in construction anymore. I used to be. Now I am doing lead generation for for construction businesses in London,
Okay.
UK, where I'm based, which is very interesting because you can make really good money from just one lead that you will sell to construction companies, because usually construction or building companies owners, they're not really marketing people,
Right.
which is like a win-win situation for everyone. So, but anyway, so yeah, I'm um, quite heavily investing my time and energy in AI SEO, let's call it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I've LLMO or generative engine optimization
Hmm.
or answer engine optimization. Number of ways I hear people talk about it. Well, what are some of the ways that you're preparing websites for your clients to have them more accessible to the LLMs?
Well, first of all, we have to understand that SEO and LLMO it's very similar, or it looks very similar on the surface, but they are two completely different things. You can combine it. You can have pages or articles that are optimized for both for SEO and LLMO.
Yep.
But if you want to win on AI, if you want to, I always say, dominate in AI, you have to create pure LLMO pages and articles and websites that are purely for LLMO. But funny enough, those pages, those articles will actually help you with your SEO as well. Because Google is changing. SEO is basically for Google. Whatever you want, you can say like, oh, it's also for Bing and other search engines. No, Google is still dominating, or at least it was dominating the search market. It's changing now, right?
Yeah, it's like high 80s now, right, in terms of search instead of
It's
92, 93.
probably even less than that. I think Google has about maybe 18 to 20% of all the search market, because there's 8 billion searches a day on Google, and there's about 1 or 2 billion searches on ChatGPT. So AI is catching up very, very fast.
I got you. So then, so there's the fundamental SEO techniques that we want to maintain, but then how do you change how you structure pages to be found by the LLMs?
I mean, interesting. Look, if you use ChatGPT or Perplexity or any other AI tools, this is LLM. ChatGPT is a LLM.
Right.
Perplexity is LLM. Uh, what is the best place, or who is, or the best? What is the best thing to ask for you to help you with your LLMO strategy? It's ChatGPT,
There you go.
because he knows what to do, because he is, or it is, an LLM.
Yeah.
So you can just go there and ask him like, hey, what should I do to help me with my LLMO strategy? And it will tell you, because it is an LLM. And like, what should I do? How should I write articles? Because bots, LLM bots, they checking your website differently from Google bots. When you write article for SEO, you have to be very careful. You cannot put too many links, internal links and external links, but at the same time, you don't want to put too little of them, right? If you're not linking, if you're not building internal links for SEO, that's not good for you. If you have too many of those links, it's not good for you. In LLMO strategy, it's a little bit different. You want to put as many links as possible because you're basically teaching an AI who you are. If you are not very interested to AI, AI is not going to learn about you. But if you show it, if you prove it to AI that like I'm a very interesting person, if you go to ChatGPT, at least the paid version one of the ChatGPT, and you ask who is Jake Smolarek, it will tell you that, oh, it's a well-known coach from London, UK. Or if you go to Perplexity, even the free version, it will tell you that Jake Smolarek is this guy, this business coach, and he's got different frameworks and stuff like that. Because I taught AI who I am and what to look for and what to quote of me.
All right. Well, I love this very direct solution, which is you would go to ChatGPT, type in your domain, and say, "How should I reformat my website so that it's very accessible for you?" And you will report back to your in your answers my information. Right? That's what you're saying.
More or less. I mean, it is a little bit more complex than that. It sounds simple. It still takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of energy to do it, especially time. It just takes time. But, ChatGPT or Perplexity, you've got a free employee, almost free employee who you're paying like $20 a month.
Right.
That will tell you almost anything that you have to know. If you want to dominate SEO, if you want to dominate Google Ads, if you want to dominate especially LLMO, because ChatGPT is very good at SEO. ChatGPT is very good at Google Ads. ChatGPT is very good at almost everything because it has access to the whole internet. I mean, they say they don't have access to the whole internet, but I have a sneaky feeling that ChatGPT, especially the paid version, already have access to the whole net.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so then I guess what are you seeing next in the next 3 to 6 months for the work that you're going to be doing? What are you envisioning?
Well, you see, I'm investing heavily in my personal brand. Like, for example, doing interviews like this is basically helping. Obviously, I'm helping other people. Hopefully, hopefully this is interesting stuff for to a lot of entrepreneurs. But at the same time, it's two birds with one stone. I'm working on my personal brand. Just doing something like this, this interview, once it's published on either YouTube or Apple Podcast or any other podcast, I will put it on my website somewhere. And one day or another, Perplexity, Google, ChatGPT, or any other AI will see it, a link to it, and will understand, oh, this guy is talking about those things. He must be an expert in his field. It's not even one. It's not even two birds with one stone. It's actually quite a few stones.
Yeah.
Quite a few birds with one stone, if you know what I mean.
I do. Yeah, the podcasting is a very powerful tool for content marketing and SEO. I agree. Yeah.
Oh yeah, very, very, very powerful. Most people, they don't even understand how powerful it is. Some people say like, oh yeah, but this YouTube channel only have like 10 or 20 or 30 views per video. Sure, but you have to start somewhere. But if you're going to have 100 of videos like this, eventually someone will find you. I mean, I already got this year 5 or 6 prospects coming from just doing podcasts.
Nice.
Which is for free. Podcasts are free. You're coming. You just have to prepare. You make sure that you have something good to say. That's very important. Otherwise, but if you do, like, I think I've got quite a few things that I can share. Then yeah, you're going to be invited to some good podcast. You're going to share your knowledge. People are going to like it, and you never know. Maybe you're going to get your next client from a podcast.
I love it. I agree. It's a great venue for content and for brand building, and then also for lead generation. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, good. If people want to get in touch with you and have a conversation about LLMO or getting business coaching, how do they reach out to you, Jake?
I mean, the simplest way is to just go to Google and, Google my name, Jake Smolarek. Fortunately, there's not that many of Jake Smolareks out there.
Yeah.
Or just go to ChatGPT or Perplexity or u.com or something like that and ask who is that Jake Smolarek, and it will tell you.
Yes, indeed. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the GEO topic, and I hope you have a great day today.
And you, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So to Jake's point, in ChatGPT, the answer to who is Jake Smolarek, it says Jake Smolarek is a London-based life and business coach, entrepreneur, and Google Ads expert, originally from Poland. And then it goes on with his background, coaching, philosophy, key lessons, and media. And so there you go. Take some time to put your web content into ChatGPT or Gemini and ask some questions and get those answers sent to your web developer, or contact Jake and get some help with the LLMO for your organization. I hope that you found some value in the conversation I had today, and I truly hope that you take the time to do some research on AI tools that can help you buy some of your time back. And with that time, that you continue to upskill, that you spend more time with your friends and family, and that you get outside and feel the grass under your feet, or get outside in nature. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn.